I am Jimmy Benning. I graduated from UVM in 2010. I was a political science major and Mandarin Chinese minor. I went to law school, and I currently am a tax attorney focusing on international transactions. I knew very little about Chinese culture, little about China beyond what I'm sure the Economist articles had told me. And I jumped in and I guess lucked out that I really liked the language and liked learning about the culture. I stopped taking Spanish after freshman year of UVM and to focus more on Chinese. And then when I was studying abroad, I ended up traveling to a more rural part of China and came across tourists from Spain who didn't speak any Chinese and only a little bit of English. So I was able to help them communicate to find their way around, but I had at that point been speaking enough Chinese that I did accidentally say quite a few Chinese words to them when I was trying to speak Spanish. I studied abroad in Nanjing in my junior year. While in Nanjing, got to meet an entirely new group of professors, new classmates, and it strengthened my appreciation of the UVM professors that I'd been working with. I decided after graduating that I wanted to go back to China and teach English, which I realized is plenty of people travel abroad to teach English. And this was, for me, an opportunity just to get back to China, work there, and fund my travel. And it worked out great for that. Took the LSAT in Hong Kong, and then came back and went to law school. And then while in law school, I got a summer job with a Chinese venture capital firm. So I went back one summer and worked out of Shanghai. Both of those experiences let me use Chinese on a daily basis. It wasn't entirely Chinese-based, but communicating with coworkers and better explaining points that I was making on an English document, I relied on Chinese for that. One of my other jobs during law school, I was working for a state regulator that was working with the FBI on a case, and the person from the regulator walked up, introduced me, and said, "Oh, and he speaks Chinese." So that was the highlight that there I was, a law student doing pretty well in school, and his elevator pitch to the other person was, "He speaks Chinese." I would encourage somebody to study a language or at least minor in it. I think because it's useful. It's something that if you want to, you can use it every day. And I think that my advice would kind of pair with that is pick a language that you're actually going to find useful. I know that there are plenty of languages that may be really interesting or intriguing, but kind of intrigue doesn't, I don't think it carries you through years of study or years of, trying to memorize vocab. So, maybe a hobby or professional interest, and the knowledge that once you actually get over the hump of fluency into being able to speak the language, using it afterwards, either personally or professionally, will really help you get there and provide reason for the journey.